This is the What Benefits You Show with Zachary Kirkland as your host, where we talk to companies nationwide about their business and great new topics. Who knows, the next speaker could be you. So hang tight and enjoy the show.
All right. Well, welcome back for another episode of What Benefits You podcast. I'm your host, Zachary Kirkland. I'm teamed up with my beautiful co-host, Misha Johnson. Hopefully you guys have some paper ready to take some notes. We got some great guest speakers today. We got Carey, Yazeed, and Nhakia, Outland. They got some great information for you guys about their industries. They are specialists in what they do, and hopefully you guys will take some notes and see, how you can collaborate with these two ladies. Today's topic is the beautiful women of the workplace. I will be taking actually a back seat to boast the episode, and Misha will be taking the lead. So definitely some great stuff. Hey guys, before we start, let's have a break for a song, a word from one of our sponsors. We'll jump right into it with Carey. Stay tuned.
Yo, DJ, you see Smudge, water, party start from the parking lot. From we are rave and a drink all night, yeah. Ay, when my party, me no hold back, tell I one back. When the song drop, lick a pile up, and the tree stash, plus the Bible, we no hold that. I know my joke, me can't even talk, yeah, me home. I know me can't go find my phone. I'm girl, I bust up in the head, and me need for call someone. Right now my joke, me can't even talk, yeah, me home. Right now me can't even find my phone. Leave your hand, them ever clean when I left your home. DJ, party mad from me reach at the gate. Me plot them a shot, y'all a smile and a wait. Cushion Hennessy a trace in a crate. Tomorrow me no know what time me a wait. Inna the middle of the party, me see a little shot in the tongue right up her face. Y'all a bubble pan the crate and me love how the avalanche y'all them some touch pan the beach. Me snap back a peach. Y'all them a swam, the can like a leak. You see me Yorkie sports, make them weak in the knee. Yo, Squidel go tell them 3 Japanese. When my party, me no hold back, tell a one back. When the song drop, lick a pile up, and the tree stash, plus the Bible, me no hold that. I know my joke, me can't even talk, yeah, me home. Daddy know me can't go find my phone. I ain't girl, I bust up in the head, and need for call someone. Right now my joke, me can't even talk, yeah, me home. I know me can't go find my phone. Leave your hand, them ever clean when I left your home. Yeah, minute, link up the British girl, them for me blood. Me Gucci a talk, so me don't say a word. Every real browning and every girl where you rob. Make me know say a sponge at the party them love. Plus, them say me teeth them white like a dog. Apple vodka for days and weed by the bar. Every girl zoom in when we reach at the club, and a BB this to them cause party, we no hold back, tell a one back. When the song drop, lick a pile up, and the tree stash, plus the Bible, we no hold that. I know my joke, me can't even talk, yeah, me home. I know me can't go find my phone. I ain't girl, I bust up in the head, and need for call someone. Right now my joke, me can't even talk, yeah, me home. I know me can't even find my phone. Leave your hand, them ever clean when I left your home. Party start from the parking lot. From we are rave and a drink all night, yeah. Ay, when my party, me no hold back, tell a one back. When the song drop, lick a pile up, and the tree stash, plus the Bible, we no hold that. I know my joke, me can't even talk, yeah, me home. I know me can't go find my phone. I ain't girl, I bust up in the head, and need for call someone. Right now my joke, me can't even talk, yeah, me home. I know me can't even find my phone. Leave your hand, them ever clean when I left your home. DJ, party mad from me reach at the gate. Me plot them a shot, y'all a smile and a wait. Cushion Hennessy a trace in a crate. Tomorrow me no know what time me a wait. Inna the middle of the party, me see a little shot in the tongue right up her face. Y'all a bubble pan the crate, and me love how the avalanche y'all them some touch pan the beach. Me snap back a peach. Y'all them a swam, the can like a leak. You see me Yorkie sports, make them weak in the knee. Yo, Squidel go tell them 3 Japanese. When my party, me no hold back, tell a one back. When the song drop, lick a pile up, and the tree stash, plus the Bible, we no hold that. I know my joke, me can't even talk. Carry me home, God know me can't even find my phone. I grade, I bust up in the head and me need for call someone. Right now my job, me can't even talk. Carry me home, right now me can't even find my phone. Live your life, wave your hand, them ever clean when you left your home.
Have you thought of protection for your family? We have home and auto insurance, but what about life insurance? Don't let your family's way of life change due to the unpredictable. Protect your family today for as little as $1 per day. Call Dynamism Financial today at 844-966-7283. That's 844-966-SAVE.
All right, so hey, just like I promised everyone, we have a great person on the phone today, and it's Carey Yazeed. Did I say that right, Carey?
Yes, you did. Thank you.
Wonderful. Well, thank you for joining us today. I told everyone that you're going to be on the line today, and we want to know more about your business, Carey. So how long have you been in business for?
There's a backstory. So I was a clinical social worker for 20 years, and I had a private practice. Retired a year ago in August, so it's been 1 year, and transitioned into doing career coaching. So I've been doing career coaching and working as a career strategist for 1 year.
Okay, nice. And you're down there in Louisiana, correct?
Yes, I'm in South Louisiana, so if anybody hears a little twang, that's why.
Nice. Well, the business you have right now, what does it pertain to? Are you still doing social work or?
No, I don't do social work anymore, because that entailed me doing like mental health therapy, and I would work with sexual assault survivors, mainly females. So now what I do is I still work with females. That's still my niche. But they are professional women who are transitioning in their careers or transitioning in life. So they might be empty nesters now. Sometimes I have clients who've recently been laid off from a job, and instead of going back to a 9 to 5, they want to pursue their purpose in life or their passions. And so really helping them to develop an action plan to take that as they transition into that next phase of their career.
Nice. Okay. Well, what made you want to do this business and become an entrepreneur?
I think entrepreneurship ran in my family. I grew up, my father was a chef, and so we had a catering business. So I've always had like that, you in addition to having a 9 to 5, make sure you always have like something on the side that's yours. And I think just with the economy and everything that's going on, I just relied more on my entrepreneur skills versus relying on going into a job. So, but I've always been an entrepreneur. Like I grew up in that kind of environment.
That is
I think
nice
it was just natural.
Okay. Well, that's some wise teachings from your dad there. So
thank you.
Hats off to him on that one. I mean, that's really strong. I mean, we just and everybody doesn't really realize that I mean, the sky's the limit when you're talking about your own business. I mean,
right, it really is.
I don't know. I guess it's more of a form of accomplishment when you build something that was your baby. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, I think it's that, and I also think it's like just the being in control. From working with a lot of my clients, they have like these great ideas, and they contribute to these companies. And the heartbreak is like now their services are no longer needed. And they poured all of that energy, 15, 20 years into a company, and all they're going to get is like a watch or a plaque and, a severance package.
Yeah. And those gold watches, they've even been cheaping out on them. They're no longer Rolexes. They're probably
they're not. You should be happy if you get a Timex, okay?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, so, tell us, Carey, what sets you aside from your competition?
I think for me, looking at the competition that's out there, I do have the 20 years of experience of actually owning my own business, interacting with people on a deep emotional level. Because if you've been sexually assaulted, you really have to develop trust to open up to somebody and work through those issues. And so I think that says a lot about me as a professional, to do that for 20 years. That takes a lot. That I have the compassion. And so I've had some people say, well, you went from sexual assault to now you're doing career coaching or field education, meaning that we prepared our seniors to go out into their internships before they graduated. And so that entailed working with them on their resumes, interviewing skills, professionalism. And so when I sat down and assessed like transitioning from being a social worker to what's going to be my next career, that was something that I really enjoyed doing, was working with students and preparing them to become professionals. And so that seemed like the next likely step for me to take, of still providing a service to people, but still kind of moving in a different direction.
Okay. That's really nice. I've always said people that, one, deal with other human beings, okay, and two, that are in social working and teaching. I mean, guy's got a gift, and that's just a God-given gift right there, to actually be able to attach, per se, with another person, actually understand, have empathy, for how they're feeling. I mean, it's an amazing gift. I mean, I know I don't have it, so.
Right. Well, I used to always tell my students in the classroom when they were, I get them as freshmen and sophomores, and I would always say, like, social work is a calling. So if you don't feel that God called you to do this, see me after class and we're going to find you the right major.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Most definitely. Yeah. Because you get some people, they'll get all the way to the end of their major, and you're going for an undergrad or a graduate, and then they find out once they actually get into the field, you know what, this just isn't my cup of tea.
Right, exactly. Or the one that I've heard is that, you know what, I don't like people. It's just like, okay, this is the wrong major.
Yeah. Hey, we know you're down there in Louisiana. Do you have a radius of where you practice your business, or do you just stay right there in Louisiana?
Well, actually, that's a good question. I live in Louisiana, but I work with clients from around the world. So I've had clients from London, from Africa, from India, because my services are provided virtually. So I do conference calls with my clients, or we do video conferencing with whatever is like their comfort level. But the great thing about that is it doesn't limit me to like just working with people in one location. So I'm your virtual career strategist. Wherever you are, I can work with you. Nice. Literally.
Yeah, definitely good to know. And do you have an ideal client that you look to work with?
I have had some male clients, but my ideal client is usually, she's a professional female. She has at least a master's degree. She's been in her career at least 10 years. And like I said, she's usually going through some type of transition. So it could be empty nester. It could be that she's been laid off from her job and she's, now decided that she doesn't want this career anymore. Or she's just like not happy where she is right now and she wants to try something new. So she's in a period of transition.
Okay. So definitely some female listeners out there that are hearing this, I want you to take notes, and especially at the end when Carey gives that nice piece of information for her contact information, definitely write that down because this is very important. I'm sure Carey will be able to assist you in your needs. So, ideal business relationship you would like to see. Is there someone out there that you could team up with that would assist you in building your book of business, even larger? Carey, anyone?
Oh, everybody says Oprah. Because like because back in the day it was you would sit on Oprah's sofa and then all of a sudden you'd be like, this star, and now as you sit under Oprah's oak trees in her like garden outside. But Oprah is business wise, she's a woman who has just like, gone from like nothing, and over the course of the years, she's like built an empire. And I just like the progression of her career of that, it wasn't just handed to her. And I think a lot of times as business owners or people who are looking to go into business, they think it's going to happen overnight. And I think for me, I would want to partner or at least sit down and have a conversation with that business owner who has had to build it over the years. Like it wasn't just overnight success, because they really can tell you the steps that you need to take and what to anticipate next and, how to overcome like some barriers that you might run across. So if I had to pick someone, for me, Oprah would be number one. Let's see, who would be number two? I think number two, I'd probably pick maybe a millennial because they just think outside the box. So if they're successful, it wouldn't matter which millennial, because they all just like, I like their energy. I like the way they think. I'd like to sit down and have a conversation with a millennial business owner.
Okay. All you millennials out there, definitely a widespread, generation there. I was talking with my wife the other day, and I actually just found out a few months ago that I actually fell into the millennial bracket. I'm like, no way. No, this can't be it. Because I'm in the 30s. I grew up thinking I was Generation X, but then found out you're an older millennial if you're in your 30s, where you don't fit into the Generation X and you're too old for the young hip millennials, so you're just thrown out there as an outcast.
Oh, wow.
Wait a second. No, I'm cool. I'm hip. Come on, guys. No, sorry.
Like, no, you're still not fitting in. But there's a group for all of us.
Most definitely. So, Carey, as everyone knows, the last question of all of our interviews is always a finance and insurance question. It's based off your known knowledge. So, are you ready for that question?
Yes.
All right. Tell us one thing you know about term life insurance.
Okay. So after burying two parents, I know one thing about term is that the premiums are low.
There we go. All right. That's all we needed right there. Good job.
Okay.
A lot of people, they will be like, oh, nope. Simple. It's all right. Yeah, but you know what? This is the time, Carey, that everyone's been waiting for this entire interview. They want to know, how do they get a hold of Dr. Carey?
The best way to get in touch with me, well, there are several ways. You can visit my website, which is drcareyyazeed.com, and that's DrCareyYazeed. I'm also on LinkedIn as Carey Yazeed. I'm on Facebook, and I'm also on Instagram. All of them are Dr. Carey Yazeed or Carey Yazeed. So pretty easy to find.
Okay, sounds good. Well, again, Carey, thank you so much for actually taking time out of your day to be on the show with us. And we really look forward to having you on the shows in the future. Definitely enjoyed actually taking some time to talk with you.
Well, thank you so much, Zachary, for having me. It's been a pleasure.
I said these are some serious times. All I can see around us is just violence and crime. Full time for us to centralize, socialize, and realize. To let the sun shine throughout every day. Let the moon shine through the peaceful nights. This is 7-time rise and 7-time fall. But I don't really believe in the falling things at all. Cause life continues as it goes. If you really want to know the truth of the truth isn't being told. Oh, no, 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 no. So I said, these are some serious times. All I can see around us is just violence and crime. Full time for us to centralize, socialize, and realize. So let the sun shine throughout every day. Let the moon shine through the peaceful nights. This is 7-time rise and 7-time fall. But I don't really believe in the falling things at all. Cause life continues as it goes. If you really want to know the truth of the truth isn't being told. No, 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 no. So sometimes you think it's peace and safety. It could be your first sudden destruction. Said you wake up this morning, you better give thanks. You don't know if you're gonna live to see tomorrow. Life is much more precious than gold. Yeah, yeah. And if the truth hasn't been told, so I said, these are some serious times. All I can see around us is just violence and crime. Full time for us to centralize, socialize, and realize. So you a hang out pon the corner. A straight drive by me say I go on pon the corner. On the corner, the youths them really now want no water. A straight them go straight and left the border. Cause I damn know them say them gone no they can play. And none can come in and shots start to spray. Only innocent life get taken away. So I said, these are some serious times. All I can see around us is just violence and crime. Full time for us to centralize, socialize, and realize. To let the sun shine throughout every day. Let the moon shine through the peaceful nights. This is 7-time rise and 7-time fall. But I don't really believe in the falling things at all. Cause life continues as it goes. If you really want to know the truth of the truth isn't being told. No, 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 no. Just sometimes you think it's peace and safety. It could be your first sudden destruction. See you wake up this morning, you better give thanks. You don't know if you're gonna live to see tomorrow. Life is much more precious than gold. Yeah, yeah. And if the truth hasn't been told, so I said, these are some serious times. All I can see around us is just violence and crime. Full time for us to centralize, socialize, and realize. I say serious times. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Serious times. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Serious times. Yeah.
So that was a great interview, a great song. And Carey, in her consulting business, I mean, there was so much info to grab from that. You know, how she can actually help professional females transition from one life to another.
Yeah, I think that was great of her to find a way to help women. She has a nice, unique niche, and I think what she's doing is amazing.
Yeah, I would definitely agree. You know, but as we put as the topic for today, it's beautiful women in the workplace. But I thought it would be great to actually talk today about a work-life balance. You know, a lot of people, they love to work. To be honest, I love working. But Misha loves life. So it's a little bit different, you know, and then the two join together, and it's not Captain Planet. So everyone has to have a work-life balance. Misha keeps reminding me of this, even though it might be a little difficult for some people to make a work-life balance plan. I'm sure Misha has something else, you know, in mind. She always thinks of those great plans. So what do you think?
I think it's difficult for me to put work into my life. I'm much more into the life part, but I think we balance each other out, and that helped us to compromise and come up with a good way to have a work-life balance.
So I mean that would always be ideal in a marriage, to actually have someone that evens you out, gives you that equal medium per se. But what would you say someone just by themselves would be able to balance out a work-life balance? Is there something they should actually be looking towards?
I think making a schedule is key, because when you make a schedule, then you can see exactly how much time you're putting towards work, how much time you're leaving for yourself, how much time you're leaving for the extra little things, like you come home, the fridge is empty because you didn't make any time to shop, or you haven't seen your family in months, you haven't talked to your best friend in weeks because you haven't made any time. So scheduling is key to me.
If we had a video right now, everyone, you'd be seeing these dagger eyes looking deeply into my mind. No, she's not giving me dagger eyes. So no worries, everyone. I'm safe. All right. But what about the people that don't have enough time in a day to actually complete everything? I mean, I know there's other professionals out there, and you have done time management. So everyone's saying, "Oh, that's time management." No, we're not talking about that, okay? We're talking about you seriously have so much workload that your plate is overflowing with work that you need to knock out that week. How can you balance that out?
Prioritize. Priority is key. What's the most important? What should come first? Finish it off before you start anything else, and then move on to the next most important thing. And if you have to, multitask to the two most important things, maybe three if you're really good at multitasking, but you know, it's priority. You can't do it all, or they'll all be done crappy. So make the most important and do it right.
Okay. I see where you're coming from. I do enjoy some great multitasking. Although, does anyone know that we actually had a president, all right, before I believe it was Zachary Taylor Thomas, okay? I'm talking hundreds of years ago. That dude was so good at multitasking that he was able to write 2 languages at the same time when he was writing letters to other countries. With the left hand, he was able to write English, and with the right, he was able to write French. I mean, that is amazing. That's multitasking for you. Totally off subject, but just wanted to throw that great trivia out there for everyone. So you're saying multitasking to actually get everything done.
No, I'm saying don't over multitask. Try to keep it to a couple things if you have to, if you can't narrow it down just to one.
Okay. And that works great for everyone that can, it works great for everyone. Not just, I was thinking entrepreneurs and small business. I mean, that works for people at 9-to-5s as well. Because, a lot of them can actually take work home sometimes.
Yeah, you can also share the workload. If you're, fortunate enough to be able to have people that work with you or work under you, share the workload. The worst that'll happen is you fix some of their mistakes, but it's better than having done the whole thing yourself. I'd rather just go through somebody else's real quick and repair what they messed up than to take hours doing it myself. So sharing the workload is a great idea as well.
That is a great idea, Misha. With sharing the workload, you are really accepting the rest of your team that you're a part of. Unless you're in a company of your own and you want to be that way for the rest of your life, I don't know. I wouldn't. But, there are some people that are out there that work by themselves. But think about it as a bigger picture, is if you bring other people in, sharing the workload and being a part of that team. Team's only as strong as its weakest link. So, yeah, that's definitely a great idea.
And that applies for a family as well. Sharing the workload with your spouse or significant other. So what if they don't fold the shirts the way you like the shirts to be folded? It's not the end of the world.
There's only one way.
Get over it. The dishes may be on the counter still after they wash them instead of put away the way you like them, but less stress. Don't worry about the small things. The bigger picture is you have more time to focus on what's important. Those dishes and those clothes and the way they sweep, it's not important at the end of the day. It's not going to determine whether your bills get paid or not. So let's focus on what matters.
Very true. Okay. I see where you're coming from there. Although, some people might want to conserve soap. It might be a rare commodity one day. So if you just use the same plate for a couple days. No. I'm kidding. That's very unhygienic, everyone. Hopefully you're washing your plates. Nasty. Let's remember that old saying, though. Never bring your work home, but never bring your life to work either. Would you agree with that?
I agree, but that is so much easier said than done. Sometimes you have to bring your work life home in order to get stuff done. And if you have children, it's nearly impossible to keep your life out of work because they're constantly calling and asking for this, or you have to leave at a certain time to take them to soccer or this or that, and that's where scheduling comes in. And sometimes setting your foot down, hey, these are my hours for this. Do not bother me at all unless it's an emergency. I know we want to be there for our children, and you don't like telling them no, or you don't like ignoring them when they feel like it's an important thing. But it's good for them to learn independence. You don't want them to be 18 and feel like they still got to call their mom to ask how to, do something minor. So that gives your children a sense of independence because they start doing things on their own. They start problem solving without you answering every little thing for them. That gives you time, less guilt, and plenty of time to focus on your actual working. And make sure you schedule things so that you don't have to rush off from work to make that soccer game or that basketball game or cheerleading practice or whatever.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know about everyone else, but it always reminds me of that Family Guy episode when Stewie's there and he keeps on saying, Ma, 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 ma. Our children did that so much to Misha. It's so funny, because turn the tables on them and then start doing it to them. Start saying their name over and over and over and over and over, and then they ask you, what? Say, oh, nothing. I was just trying to get your attention. Same they're trying to do for you. I mean, unless you have like no barrier with your fellow coworkers, I mean, that is the most difficult thing ever, to not bring life into work. I mean, because not everyone's robots. But, I mean, there's always those people that can do it. You never know.
Yeah, I started giving my kids tasks whenever they came to ask me something. Oh, while you're here, the garage needs sweeping, or while you're here, there's a bunch of stuff outside on the lawn. Go rake the leaves, or go clean the bathroom real quick while you're here. That reminds me. So eventually they kind of get the hint that if they come bug me during my working, I'm going to think of something for them to do. So they bug you a lot less or not at all.
Okay, all right. Well, hopefully that gave some parents out there a little bit of a couple tips there, a couple highlights of what to do with their work-life balance, especially all of us that are entrepreneurs and you're trying, even if you're doing a 9-to-5, guys, I don't even want to hear it. I mean, I got a 9-to-5, but I want to be an entrepreneur, but I don't have time, or I have kids. Oh, please, don't give us that. Any entrepreneur out there, any small business owner, they have toughed it just like you. Reach out to us. I would love to actually help out somebody to actually get their small business going, or give them some hints or some tips or something, to help them through that hard part. Because, guys, you're not the only one out there that's dealing with this. Everyone has. Everyone, a lot of people, I wouldn't say everyone has children, but a lot of people do. A lot of people, started out with 9-to-5s. I told people before, man, if you don't have to be at a storefront and you can still do a 9-to-5, do your 9-to-5 and ease into being a business owner. That way you don't get that hard part of, the first few months or first year not bringing in any capital or any income. And then you're really stressed. And then when your kids start wanting to spend time with you on the life side, your mind can't handle it because you're just burdened with, falling behind on bills and stuff. So that's definitely a good thing to think about as well.
Yeah, that's great. Also involving people that you spend time with in helping you start the business. That way you're killing two birds with one stone. When we started, we had the children helping us send emails and folding things and helping out with business cards. And they felt like they were part of helping to grow the business. They didn't realize that, they were helping us work like that. They felt important. And we still got stuff done, and we got to hang out with our kids and have fun. And also, a lot of spouses will break off. One spouse stays at work, the other spouse starts up the new business, so you still get a steady income. You're not completely depending on that new business income, and I think that's one of the best ways to do it. Other way is just make sure you have a nice big cushion and a really, really good marketing plan, because that's key. You can have the best business ideal in the world, but without the proper marketing, it's not going to work out because nobody's going to know it exists.
Yeah, very true. So that helps both the people out there that have a spouse, have a significant other, but also you're single and trying to get into the small business world as well. So that hopefully gives some great tips there.
I think a good thing for single people is find one of those work at home jobs. There's a lot of them out here now, especially the ones not necessarily sales. A lot of people think, I don't want to be on the phone all day selling and bugging people. There's a lot where you answer the phone for people that are calling you and just sell whatever they're calling for or help them with whatever they're calling for. And those are simple. They pay, enough for you to live off of, and you have plenty of time to focus on starting your new business as well.
Yeah. No, that one actually helps because there's that site. There's like sites like Rat Race Rebellion, or if you go to Career Builder or Monster or anything like that and type in work at home. I mean, there's a bunch of them that actually show up. They'll actually free up a lot of time for people. That way they can actually bring out that entrepreneur artistic side to their life. So I love that. That's great.
Yeah. Do you have any tips on how you balance your work at home life?
I'm horrible with work-life balance. Misha keeps reminding me that.
You work a lot at home, so I'm saying since you work from home a lot, when you don't have meetings with clients and you don't have to go into the office, how do you balance your office time between working at home, between your regular life?
I actually write everything on a dry erase board, everything I want to complete for that day. And I'm not talking about 1-2 things, guys. I'm talking about 7 to 10 things I want to complete that day. And they're actually things that will change your business. Brainstorm marketing ideas, put the podcast on more directories, check in with social media and marketing campaigns, things like that. Small things like that are huge to your business, because if you do not take care of them, your business is going to fall through. Now, just give everyone a taste of how much we're actually doing a day. Is we got the podcast, we have blogs, we have our finance and insurance company, we have our couple other online businesses we own. I'm finishing up the 3rd book right now. I think that's all I have right now. Yeah. That you have to choose that day what you want to get done through a priority. Now, you're writing everything down on the dry erase board, but you're going one at a time, going through it to see what you want to actually knock out. And that's what a lot of people actually have problems with when switching to 9-to-5 jobs. 9-to-5 to being your own boss. A lot of people don't know where to turn.
Oh, that's true. I know there was times in the beginning where we would just procrastinate getting work started, or we would go a couple days let's just go to the movies and chill today. And then the end of the week we'd be scrabbling to get stuff done. So you definitely have to train yourself to be in work mode when it's time to be in work mode, and not take advantage of the fact that, hey, you're at home, you can go do whatever you want to do at this moment. And especially since we had income coming in through our military backgrounds, we had a little income coming in from that way. So for us, we didn't necessarily have to work as hard at our business. So I think it was double tough, knowing that even if you don't work today, you could still pay your bills. So yeah, that was double tough. But eventually we learned, ignore that income or we're never going to build. We'll always be, living off that, which means we can't build up because that income's not going to increase, but our family's increasing. So we had to look at it that way. If I want a bigger house, or if I want my kids to have their own rooms, if we need a new minivan, because right now my car is paid off, but what if something happened and it wasn't paid off? I don't have the budget with that money that we're getting to add another $500, $400 car note for this minivan that I want. So when we started looking at it from that point of view, future-wise, we can't build, even though we have an income. There's nothing that's going to stack up. We're just going to keep straight down the same path for years and years, and neither one of us wanted that. So that gave us the proper motivation we needed to stop slacking off, stop going to the movies, and actually getting some work done.
Yeah, and that was huge right there. Oh yeah, I totally forgot. I just completed my bachelor's and I start my master's in January. So there you go. Now, if we can do all that, I know you guys can too as well. Yes, it makes every day busy, but you know what? You are progressing in your career, in your your business, of actually branching out and getting that done. And just like Misha said, you can't take every day off. Yeah, we did do that for a minute, and counted that as our brainstorming time and activity. And yeah, it was brainstorming, while we were watching the new Avengers and watching the new Marvel movies. Yeah, we were definitely brainstorming. I was thinking about, if I would look good in a mask, what kind of cape I would wear, So didn't get the right brainstorming done, but that's huge when it comes to your business, though, is having that proper time management, but also having the proper work-life balance as well. Because honestly, for a minute there, I would go all work for like 9 months straight, and then I would burn out. And for 3 months, I wouldn't be able to do anything because my mind would just be broken. That you can't do. I mean, think about all your businesses out there. If you worked for 9 months straight and then had to close the shop for 3 months, I mean, that would not be good. That would be catastrophic. Okay, so definitely remember that. So time management and knowing the priorities of your work-life balance.
Not expecting your spouse to take over so that you can go at it 24/7, because one, that's a lot of pressure on your spouse to make sure everything else is done while you constantly focus on work. Two, all you talk about is work because that's all you're doing is work, and you have no conversation other than work. That gets old fast. And three, when you burn out, then she's watching you burn out, and then she feels like she has to take care of you. Or not, why am I saying she? It could be reversed. Yeah, he or she would have to watch you and feel like they have to, take care of you, get you back up, fix your spirits, help you rebuild, and still do everything in the house. And, a lot of us are also helping with the business as well. So that puts even more pressure when you burn out. So it's key to not assume that, hey, I'll work, they'll take care of everything else and help me with work when they can, and their life is easy because they don't do nothing except sit around the house. It's not like that at all. So don't take advantage of your significant other in that way. Try to keep things easy, talk it out, look at each other's schedules. Me and Zach, we have our calendars combined, so he can see what's in my day. I can see what's in his day. He always asks, hey, what's your agenda for the day? What all do you have planned? And he lets me know what all he have planned so that we know, okay, I can't just be like, hey, come do this, or I have a meeting real quick because she's doing this or he's doing that. So communicate. It's so key, or the relationship could implode. I mean, it probably will anyways, but
yeah.
at least you can fix it.
Yeah. So yeah, communication is key in the business world and the personal world. I mean, it doesn't matter what kind of relationship it is, you got to have communication and you'll build it even stronger. So
yeah, and even with communication, there's going to be some fighting between partners, business partners, silent partners, spouse partners, boyfriend partners, girlfriend partners, parent partners. There's going to be fights. That's inevitable. Don't let that dismay you. Don't let that make you think, oh, maybe I changed my mind. Maybe I'm doing something wrong. If you believe in what you're doing, stick with it. It's a circle. It starts at the top. You're pumped up. This is going to be great. Business is going to be good. I'm going to make so much money. And then things happen. You get moving. Then you get towards the bottom of the circle. And then you're starting to slow down. And you're like, well, let's just, this isn't the end. Let's keep going. Let's keep it going. So then you get towards like the upper end of the circle. And you're like, I'm losing steam. I don't know if I want to do this anymore. I'm tired. It's not going to work out. I give up. I'm done. No more. And then something happens and you're refreshed and you're back at the top of the circle and you're ready to start all over again. And just know that circle is going to go around and around and around. And that is completely normal. You always, there's always going to be days where you feel like giving up in the beginning. So, just know that's normal. Just know fighting's normal. There's no reason to completely lose faith and lose sight of your goals and dreams. Zach, do you have any points on that?
No, I mean, pretty much I believe you covered all of it. Just not giving up, keep pushing through. The waters do get pretty choppy at times, but as long as you know what your in-game goal is, I mean, you never know. Actually sharing it with your partner or whoever's in the business with you, even sharing it with your spouse that's not in the business with you, or someone asks you, why do you keep doing this? Why do you keep pushing? Why do you, what is your in-game goal? Share it with them. I mean, you can't go wrong there. If they know why you're working so hard at this business, what is your dream? What is your goals? Then who knows? They might push with you or at least understand why you're pushing so hard.
Yeah, having positive people who, even if they aren't necessarily gung-ho with your goal, they're not there to put you down, and they're backing you up, and they're saying, yeah, okay, I see your point. Just having some positive in your life is definitely a help in that work-life balance, because too much negativity is going to have an impact on anybody, and it's going to affect their work, and it's going to affect their personal lives. So you want to keep positive people around you. If they are being negative, that's when it's time to say, you know what, let's take a little break for a while. I'll see you in a few weeks or whatever. Maybe by then you'll see things differently. Maybe I could prove you wrong. You never know. But you want to keep that stuff away so that you can have a more positive work-life balance.
Guys, hopefully you got some great tips from this. So know if you are having these time management, the work-life balance problems or complications, you are not alone. You're not the only person that has gone through this. A lot of people that are entrepreneurs, are business owners, are 9-to-5 workers, everyone is running across these complications. So know that you're not alone and know that you can work through it. You just have to brainstorm and actually get some priorities set straight in your life. So hopefully this, actually helped you out. We are going to take a break for a song, everyone. Hear a word from one of our sponsors, and then we're going to jump right into that interview with Nhakia. So stay tuned, guys, and we'll be right back.
Come run a 007 and see what we're drinking. Ooh, 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 yeah. No. Girl, wine, tick like the clock. When me check the time, 6:30 on the dot. She a really an me say style she a pop. No reach the pose, no rock, she a rock. Baby say that style what you do to the head. Me want to lift myself, or what you do it to dread. But me feel so red, me want do it again. Me say to you, me pledge. Me say me not gonna age, baby you me a go pamper. Plastic and basket can carry water. Me a hills man, so girl me love brata. So later girl you give me son and daughter. Yeah. Girl wine. Tick like the clock. When me check the time, 6:30 on the dot. She a really an me say style she a pop. No reach the pose, no rock, she a rock. The way she do it good to me, since I'm off a pass out. Me sing out loud down with some grass note. Me have to make a quote. She no run joke. Her manage her eye. Me say it so low. Yeah, she serious but she love to play, especially with a man like me. On my way, she wants stay forever. Yeah, when she does a wine. Tick like the clock. When me check the time, 6:30 on the dot. She a really an me say style she a pop. No reach the pose, no rock, she a rock. Make it you know me a go murder it. Some style yet she never get heard of it. When me twist and she never knows how so me fit. The curve in it, the passing it. Yeah, she never knows when me rough it up. Way up, me say me push it up. Like sand pan bitch, she say I so me enough. But I eat she love, weighing it enough. Girl wine. tick like me clock. When me check the time, 6:30 on the dot. She a really and a me say style she a pop. No reach the pose, no rock, she a rock. Hey, oh, hey, oh, yeah. Why do don't you stop, right on the edge. That TV clock, tick tock tock, like on it. Let me take the 6:30 right on the dot.
I care.
I care.
I care.
I care.
Do you care about their future? With the College Fund Plan, for as little as $1 a day, you can show your loved ones you care as well. Contact Dynamism Financial today. Call 844-966-SAVE. That's 844-966-7283. It's not too late.
All right, so as I promised, guys, I have a great speaker again on the phone, on the line right now. So, Nhakia, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Nhakia, how are you today?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you for joining us today on the show, and I know a lot of people out there want to know more about you, so how long you been in business for, Nhakia?
I've been in business for myself now for a little over 6 months. I decided to open my own business because of the constraints that came along with working for nonprofits or for-profits that were not my own. Deciding to go into business for myself gave me the flexibility to speak to people how I wanted to speak to people, and also give them the flexibility to ask me questions that normally coming into healthcare related businesses that they would not have been comfortable asking or might not have had the time to ask. Whereas with my business is based on hourly and their payment. So they're able to talk to me as long as they want to talk to me.
Nice. So that's definitely a benefit, especially in today's business world. And I know nonprofits. I used to work with a United Healthcare out in Southern California. So, I mean, a lot of people think nonprofits are small businesses to begin with. I mean,
yes, I totally agree.
Nonprofits can get pretty big, when it comes to size of the company. So that's awesome. So 6 months you've been in business. Now, what does your business pertain to?
So my business is Prevention is Key Consulting, LLC, is a sexual health business. And through my business, what we do is we educate, we train, and we consult on sex, sexual health, sexuality, HIV, AIDS, and STI prevention. We go out to conferences, we come to organizations. I even branched out to doing passion parties, which, if you're not familiar with passion parties, you have a rep who comes out and actually demonstrate with sex toys. And I've been branching out and connecting with local sex toy owners and organizations to go out and actually do the education piece of sex toys and prevention methods and how to use them if you have certain sexual dysfunctions or you never used them before. Which sets me aside from other companies as well is that I'm LGBTQI inclusive. So I just don't talk from a heterosexual point of view. I talk from a holistic point of view and include everybody with sexual health issues.
Okay, awesome. Well, definitely nice to actually see someone out there that, takes the world as a whole. So that's really good. Now, is there a specific radius to your business that you practice, or are you just in one state or one area?
No, actually, I think that's why when I was developing my business, I decided to go the LLC route because it gives me the flexibility to be my own business and take it wherever I want to go without the constraints of actually having to be registered in certain states or whatever. So I could travel from state to state, country to country, because I could be hired as a speaker or a lecturer, or, you know, it gives me that flexibility to move around without having to worry about certain licenses and insurances and everything. By degree, I am a social worker, so that's also what sets me aside from other people that are sex educators as well. A lot of them are just trained in sex and sexuality. I'm a trained social worker, and not only in clinical, but community and policy. So I just try to look at everything from a holistic point of view and try to get people to understand that it's not just an individual sex or sexuality issue. It spans out into people's communities. It spans out into people's families. It spans out into organizations. I'm pretty sure some of the listeners that you have on your podcast have encountered someone who recently may be transgender. And a lot of organizations are dealing with how to go from saying hi to John every day to now saying hi to Jane. And that's a really real issue, and it's a transition for everybody, and there's a lot of grief and loss that come with that. So when I go out and I talk about sex and sexuality, it can get into that realm of being a little clinical and being able to deal with people on an emotional level. And I like that I have that social work background to be able to address them when I'm speaking to people, just not using the educational piece, but also trying to comfort them a little. And also I have a huge base of referrals. So if someone is having a huge sexual issue or sexuality issue, or a family member is dealing with something, or coworkers are dealing with something, that I can refer them to someone that could better assist them, so that everyone is respecting everybody.
That's good. I mean, because it really gets to a sensitive area there for a lot of people when it comes to that subject on the line. You know, they want to have someone they can trust and actually confide themselves in when it comes to that.
I agree.
Now, I know that the competition out there in that field is definitely strong, but what sets you aside from your competition out there?
I think what sets me aside from my competition out there is that I don't worry about my competition. I think a lot of people tend to put a lot of emphasis on, well, I'm not the only one that speaks about sex and sexuality, or this person has more customers or clients than I do. I tend not to worry about that. I worry about the people that I am reaching, the people that I am impacting when I speak, or when I go out and do educational lectures or passion parties on an individual level. I don't really worry about my competition. I just worry about, at that moment, what I was hired to do and who I'm going to impact after I'm done what I was hired to do. I mean, a lot of the competitors out there I have built relationships with and are trying to build relationships with. And, you know, to have that resource for myself, because although I've been a social worker for over 10 years and I've been speaking about sex and sexuality for over 10 years, and in the HIV and AIDS field for over 6 years, and currently I also have a day job where I work in the Philadelphia Health Department, working with the LGBTQI populations and HIV and AIDS prevention and stuff. I really don't worry about competition, because it is a lot of people out there that work in the field that I work in. And I just, you know, try to connect with people, learn from people, because I feel like we could, as humans, we continuously learn, and no one knows everything.
Most definitely. Yep. Yeah, that definitely goes for not only your industry, but every industry as well. You know, people need to accept that they're not the only ones in that industry, and you can actually learn a lot from each other, you know, which is really strong. Now, what would you say an ideal referral or an ideal prospect to you looks like?
I think an ideal referral to me is even an individual, group, or organization that really wants to learn and really wants to be open-minded about my company and learning more about sexual health. I am not a traditional sex educator. I like to use the tagline that I don't sugarcoat sex. So you get both clinical terms with me as well as street terms, especially when I'm speaking to youth because they use different terms than adults. They use different terms than academia. So you can't go in there, and excuse my language, saying, oh, this is the vulva, this is the vagina, when they're on the street saying, no, this is my pussy or this is my cookie, you know? So you have to think about the population that you're working with. And again, I really love what I do, and it comes across when I do speak to individuals, organizations, groups. It really comes across that I do love what I do. This is not just a job for me. I took a risk with opening my own company and financially, and so far it's paying off for me because I'm getting the results that I'm getting. I'm getting people to contact me more now and say, hey, I like that you talk about sex in a conversational way, that I'm not feel like I'm in a classroom setting. And I really appreciate the feedback from the people that have hired me.
Yeah. Okay. I actually like hearing that you are more present day minded when it comes to not only your clients, but also in the words that they would use to express themselves, and actually be able to connect with them more on that level. I feel that you would actually be able to connect with a lot more people than others would be able to because of that as well. So that's awesome. So is there a great business collaboration or a great business relation that would assist you in growing your business even further?
Yes, I'm actually looking to collaborate more with businesses that are not really directly related to sex and sexuality. So I have some things coming, and I hope that the listeners stay tuned and to my business and what's coming in the future. I can be reached mainly by social media, so I can be reached at Instagram, prevention_is_key. I can also be reached on Facebook at Prevention is Key Consultant LLC, all one word, as well as you can email me, preventioniskeyconsultant@gmail.com.
Okay. Yeah. Now, what kind of business partner or business relationship are you trying to look for? Which one would actually help bring you more referrals or more customers that are needing your assistance and actually finding that passion in their life?
Well, Zachary, I mean, I'm trying to keep that a little bit a secret because I am in the works of trying to deal with people. So it is an area that I am trying to break into. So that's why I'm being a little vague about it. I just want to see how that's going. And I know that is new for sex and sexuality field. A lot of people are not collaborating with the industry that I'm trying to collaborate with. So I apologize for the vagueness, but it's not nothing signed yet. And I just want to, be in the works. Again, pertaining to your previous question about competition, I do have to be real that it is competition out there. And although I don't worry about my competition, I do realize that some people may have more connects than I do. So I'm really being vague about who I want to connect with. But there are a number of organizations that I'm hoping to build relationships with in the future to grow my business.
Okay, no problem. Well, everyone out there, make sure you take notes and make sure you contact Nhakia with any questions you may have. Nhakia, we are drawing to the end right here, but everyone knows the last question of all of our interviews is always a finance and insurance question. So are you ready for yours?
Yes, I am.
All right. What percentage of bankruptcies in the United States are due to medical bills?
Well, the percentage of bankruptcies due to medical bills are more than we think. It's just a lot of people, I think, seems to blow off the bill a lot, so you really don't know how many until they go and try to get a loan for something. But it is definitely a lot. It's hard to put a percentage on it, and I apologize for not having that number right offhand. But also, by me being a health insurance specialist along with being a social worker and a sex educator. That is the number one reason when people are coming in. They're coming in with a lot of medical bills, and just after a while they just seem to blow them off, which goes into bankruptcy. A lot of studies now are starting to look into healthcare bankruptcies. Is actually, I do know for a fact that healthcare bankruptcies are the number one growing debt. If that answers your question, Zachary.
Yeah, it does. It does. You are definitely right. The percentage they came out with actually in 2016 was 80% of bankruptcies in the country are due to health bills, and you are 100% correct. I mean, it's huge. With United States population, it keeps on growing, sadly. But great answer, nonetheless.
Yes.
So, just in case anyone out there didn't catch your contact information before, if they have any questions, if you have, you want to know more about what we talked about today, I want everybody to reach out to Nhakia. And Nhakia, why don't you go ahead and give me your contact information again?
Yes, hi everyone. Again, this is Nhakia, and my business is Prevention is Key Consulting, and I can be reached at preventionisKeyConsultant@gmail.com. I can be reached on Instagram at prevention_is_key. I can also be reached on Facebook, Prevention is Key Consultant, LLC, all one word, on Facebook. And I hope to connect with some of y'all soon.
There you go. All right, so hopefully everyone out there, you guys wrote that down. Direct all your questions that you may have to Nhakia. She will assist accordingly and help you out any way possible. So, Nhakia, it was truly a pleasure having you on the show today, and we look forward to actually speaking to you in the near future as well.
Thank you so much, Zachary. Thank you. I appreciate the opportunity.
So let's review what we actually went over today, everyone. We heard some great stuff from Carey about her consulting business and how she can help females transition into big parts of their lives. And then we heard from Nhakia as well, actually eye-opening, everyone. And we also went over some great tips when it comes to the work-life balance. So always a great thing.
Yeah, I enjoyed today's topic as well, and I definitely look forward to next week's topics with you. What's that going to be?
On the next episode, we're actually hearing from Deb Lord and Susanna Rhodes about buying dreams and investing in them. That's the topic. And Misha and myself will actually be speaking on the importance of retirement and actually investing in that.
Sounds great. Yeah, I look forward to that topic.
Guys, we enjoy actually putting that information out there, and hopefully you took some great notes. Guys, remember to give us a great review there on iTunes or whatever platform you're actually using to listen to us. We always love hearing your comments about the show. So make sure, if you haven't done it yet, subscribe to the show. You never know, you could be our next guest speaker. So until next time, keep up the hustle, everyone.
Thanks again for listening with us and all of our sponsors. If you have any questions about the content in the show or want to be one of our guest speakers, send an email to benefitsandme@gmail.com. See you next time and stay tuned.
Ladies and gents, turn up your sound system to the sound of Carlos Santana in the GMB Ghetto and Blues from the refugee camp.
Maria, Maria, she remind me of a West Side Story, growing up in Spanish Harlem. She living a life just like a movie star. Carlos Santana.
corner. See, as the rich is getting richer, the poor is getting poorer. See me and Maria on the corner, thinking of ways to make it better. In my mailbox, there's an eviction letter. Somebody judge says, see you later.
Chola, mama chola, ahora vengo, mama chola. East Coast, ahora vengo, mama chola, mama chola. Ahora vengo, mama chola.
Maria, Maria. She remind me of a West Side Story. Growing up in Spanish Harlem. She live on the line just like a movie star. Maria, Maria. She fell in love in East LA. I said it to the sounds of the guitar, yeah. Played by Carlos Santana. I said a la favela, don't notice. The streets are getting hotter. There is no water to put out the fire. Mi contar esperanza. See me and Maria on the corner, thinking of ways to make it better. Then I look up in the sky, hoping that there's a paradise.
North side, ahora vengo, mama chola, mama chola. Ahora vengo, mama chola. South side, ahora vengo, mama chola, mama chola. Ahora vengo, mama chola. Worldwide, ahora vengo, mama chola, mama chola. Ahora vengo, mama chola. Open up your eyes,
Maria, you know you're my lover. When the wind blows, I can feel you through the weather. And even when we are apart, still feel like we're together. My yeah. She remind me of a West Side Story. I'm growing up in Spanish Harlem. She living the life just like a movie star. Oh, Maria, Maria. Oh, she fell in love in East LA. To the sound of the guitar. Played by Carlos Santana.
Put 'em up, y'all. Carlos Santana with the refugee camp. Wyclef, Jerry Wonder, Mr. Santana, G&B. Yo, Carlos, man, you making that guitar cry.